All right, let's get right into it. Everyone talks about the AI race, like it's this battle to build one giant, all powerful brain in the cloud. But what if the real winning strategy is something else entirely? What if it's more like a pincer attack? You've got one front coming from the massive, powerful data center, and another, sneakier one, coming from that hyper efficient device that's already in your hand. That's the two front war for AI. And today, we're going to break down exactly how that strategy works.
To really get this strategy, we have to start with a single number, 90.04%. Now, right away, you're probably thinking, what is that? Is it market share? Is it some kind of growth metric? Nope. It's actually the new high watermark for what AI is even capable of.
So, that 90.04%, that's the score that Google's Gemini Ultra model got on this absolutely brutal exam called the MMLU. And this thing tests everything. We're talking 57 different subjects, from law all the way to quantum physics. But here's the kicker, the part that really matters. It's the very first time any AI has actually outscored human experts. This isn't just a small step up, it's a completely new benchmark for what AI can do at its absolute peak.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by digging into that new performance benchmark. Then we'll map out those two fronts of the AI war I was talking about. We'll look at how Google is trying to dominate the cloud, and then we'll pivot to the quiet revolution that's happening right there on your device. We'll explore what AI in your hand really means. And finally, we'll tie it all together to see what Google's integrated advantage looks like. Okay, first up, that new benchmark. Look, to compete in this space, you first have to prove that you can lead at the absolute highest level of performance. That is exactly the role of Gemini Ultra. And let's be clear, this isn't just about getting a slightly better grade. The MMLU is specifically designed to test deep reasoning across a huge range of really complex fields. So when an AI beats human experts at this, it means it can understand and apply knowledge with a level of sophistication we just haven't seen before. This is basically Google planting its flag on that first front, winning the battle for maximum power. But like we said, peak power, that's only half the story. You can have the most powerful engine in the world, right? But it's totally useless if it doesn't actually fit inside the car. And that brings us to the core of this whole strategy, the two fronts of AI. And this is where you can really see the strategic trade-offs crystal clear. On one side, you've got your cloud AI, that's Gemini Ultra. Its mission is raw power, handling really complex tasks. But it needs an internet connection, and there's always going to be a little bit of lag. On the other side, you've got on-device AI, that's Gemini Nano. It's built for pure speed and efficiency. It works offline, and, this is a big one, it keeps your data private on your device. So it's not about which one is better. It's about having both, ready to deploy for whatever job needs to get done. So let's dig into that first front, dominating the cloud. This is where you prove to the world, and maybe more importantly, to your big enterprise customers, that your technology is truly the best in the business. This is a perfect example of what that 90% MLLU score actually looks like. I mean, the AI isn't just reading text here. It's looking at a handwritten physics problem, it's understanding the diagram, it's deciphering the equations, and then it's identifying the student's logical error. And then it generates a correct step-by-step solution. That is multimodal reasoning at its absolute finest, and it's exactly the kind of heavy lifting that demands the power of a cloud-based model. But raw capability isn't enough, right? Especially in the enterprise world. Trust and responsibility, those are everything. And that brings us to another huge number. Over 20 million. That's how many times SynthID, Google's tool for watermarking AI content, has been used. Now, why should an executive care about this? Because it's all about trust. It's about building the infrastructure for knowing where content comes from, for security. That stuff is totally non-negotiable before any large organization is going to bet their business on this technology. Okay, now let's pivot to that second front. And honestly, in many ways, this one is even more revolutionary. We're talking about moving AI from the cloud onto the device itself. This is the strategic case for what we call edge AI. Just think about the biggest headaches that come with AI adoption. Privacy? Solved. Your data never leaves your device. That annoying lag? Gone. You get instant replies, zero network delay. What if you don't have internet? No problem. It works on an airplane. And from a business perspective, it's cheaper. You're not paying for a server call every single time a user wants to summarize a message. This isn't just a cool feature, it's a massive strategic advantage. And it's getting faster. Fast. This table shows the processing speed of Gemini Nano on a Pixel phone. Look at that jump from 610 to 940 tokens per second.
That means the AI can literally think and respond almost 50% faster in just one generation. This isn't some far-off future promise. This is happening right now. Okay, so we've covered the raw power in the cloud and the incredible efficiency on the edge. Now let's see what happens when you bring that whole strategy to life with features that give you real, tangible benefits.
This is where that whole on-device strategy becomes real for you and me. It's about making AI just ambient, part of the background. You raise your wrist and you're talking to Gemini on your watch. Your earbuds summarize a text for you while you're carrying groceries. It's not about opening an app anymore. It's about AI seamlessly fitting into the flow of your life, just removing friction at every single turn.
And that brings us to the big finish, the synthesis of this entire strategy. You see, it's not about two separate efforts going on. It's about mastering both of these fronts to create a single, unified, and frankly, incredibly powerful ecosystem. So here's the secret sauce. The ultimate advantage isn't just having a world-class model like Ultra or a super efficient one like Nano. The real power is having an ecosystem that intelligently and automatically picks the right tool for the job. You need to analyze a complex financial model? Boom, that's a job for Ultra in the cloud. You need to suggest a quick reply to a text message? Nano handles that instantly on your phone, no server needed. That kind of flexibility, that is the real game changer. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. When you have AI that can scale all the way from a massive data center down to your wrist, AI that can deliver both world-class reasoning and instant private assistance, well, the question is no longer if it will change your business. The real question is, what part of your business will it leave untouched?